Rates are on the rise, and despite popular opinion not just in the United States, as processed foods become more popular and technology makes our lives easier and more convenient, our population is becoming heavier. While there are plenty of exercise guides out there and warnings on how to avoid gaining weight, what are some of the underlooked factors that might be making you lose the battle of the bulge? Welcome to another episode of the Infographics Show. These are the reasons why you're getting fat. Each year, the world spends $579 billion in fast food.
All right, so we're going to be getting into this video right here. This video was posted a while back, but I think it's still very informative, good information, good reminders, because at the end of the day, we are all in this individually as well. Like if you gain weight, if you end up getting unnecessary weight to where it's hindering your health, you're going to have to deal with it. And the people closest to you, right? Because a lot of times something happens to us and now we have our family worried about us, sorrowing because of what's going on with us. It is not good. So we have to make sure that we individually do our part as well, right? I know it's hard. It's going to be hard, but you can do it. Anybody can. And it's even better if we do it together, right? So I'm talking about being an individual to where it is going to be up to you, but then you have us. You have those that can help you through your journey, encourage you, motivate you, give you some ideas, so on and so on. Now, let me back up a little bit and let me tell you that not just anybody should be giving you fitness information, workout information and stuff like that, because it does take somebody that knows, okay? Somebody that knows that. So I'm not going to say a professional, but somebody that's been in it for quite a while in order to understand at least the basics in a professional manner. If you're new here to my channel, notice that this is new that I'm doing. Manny means business. I mean business in whatever category. It can be business, military, it can be fitness, nutrition, it can be anything, okay? So we mean business. We mean business. We ain't messing around. We shouldn't be messing around because we only have one life. And let's see how good we can build the body. Look at this. World's fast food expenditure. Each year, the world spends $579 billion in fast food, which is more than the entire total. Wow. $579 billion on fast food,
Which is more than the entire total gross domestic product of Sweden at its peak in 2013 and 2014. In the US alone, fast food sales topped at $200 billion.
All right, so U.S. fast food expenditure, 2015, $200 billion. Wow. Compared to in 1970, and the thing that's causing us to go more into the fast food place is because it's becoming convenient. It's even easier, right? They even have DoorDash now. They have drive-thrus. It's becoming cheaper because the ingredients are becoming cheaper, more processed. They're not spending much to make a certain ingredient and or to preserve that food, right?
Dollars in 2015, an incredible climb from just $6 billion in 1970. And as fast food becomes more popular around,
And look at the climb, right? Look at the climb from 200. Before it was only 6 billion? Man, now it's like 200 billion. Crazy. That was 1970. That is 30, 40, 50 years ago. So 50 years ago, from 6 billion to 200 billion just on fast food. And as fast food becomes more popular around the world, these figures are only set to rise. Is fast food the problem here? No, it's not. If we were to have a little bit more self-control, we wouldn't need to expand our fast food supply and demand, right? Because people are demanding more because of their lack of self-control. See? So that's why, hey, when you're a businessman, especially in this environment, you got to be careful. There is some good people that do understand how someone can be addicted to fast food, and they can possibly not give them more, right? Not not make it more affordable for them by lowering down your quality. No, keep your quality good. If they can afford it, then they need to be investing in good food anyways.
Around the world, these figures are only set to rise. It can be easy to look down on these figures, but the modern high-stress lifestyle often leaves individuals with little time for personal home-cooked meals. So let's look at some other factors that can help you mitigate some of the pounds you're putting on. 11. Amnesiac eating. Everyone's done it before. You get home from work and veg out on the couch to catch up on your favorite show. In the mood for a snack, you grab yourself a bag of chips and munch away as you watch, mind enraptured by the fantastic adventures on your television screen or amazing episodes of the infographic show. Suddenly you look down and before you know it, you've finished off an entire bag of chips in one sitting. Known as amnesiac eating, this is one of the most underappreciated factors in weight gain today. And with Americans spending $7.5 billion on potato chips every year, it's a widespread phenomenon. A sister symptom.
Yeah, it's crazy. So like I said, they're not the problem. You know, the fast food was created for a purpose, right? We can enjoy, you know, a treat here and there, but it shouldn't be a permanent diet. It cannot be a sustainable diet. It's not going to sustain the body. The body is organic. The body is organic, so you got to give it that organic. At some, you know, sometimes you can give it some processed food and it's not really going to harm it. It will harm if you give it too much processed food. It's common sense at the end of the day. You're putting in your body ingredients that are not meant to be consumed because of the process, because of the preservative. That preservative is not meant for us to ingest. And we're doing that. Like I said, the body will be harmed if you continually do that. Sometimes, you know, you have a bag of chips maybe once every 2 weeks, and it's not going to harm you, especially if you're working out. You're drinking enough water and stuff like that.
Can be bored eating, where you start eating something tasty out of sheer boredom. And food has long been a refuge for those suffering from severe depression. If you find yourself overindulging, an easy fix is to swap for something healthier like baby carrots, where the risk of overeating will only be too much starch.
And that's a good little snack. The thing with snacks, because I've been doing this for 14 plus years. And the thing with the whole carrot, it doesn't compare to chips. Why? Because when we want to treat ourselves, we want something that explodes our taste buds, right? You know, high sodium or high sugary, you know, like a donut or something spicy. We always want something that triggers our taste buds. A baby carrot is not really going to trigger our taste buds, especially if you have been consuming salty, high sugary foods, because now your taste buds has a different tolerance. It has a different tolerance. So a baby carrot is not gonna trigger almost anything, any type of flavor from the carrot. Bored eating. Yeah, okay, I'll just eat carrots. Stupid advice. Baby carrots. Baby carrots where the risk of overeating will only be too much starch and uncomfortable.
In an uncomfortable bathroom trip a few hours later. 10. Not enough sleep. In a global sleep ranking study.
Not enough sleep is another one. Yeah, because I've always said when you recover, repair, and stuff like that, you burn a lot of calories. And the best time that the body recovers, repairs, replenishes, and heals is when you sleep. You might recover a little bit while you rest throughout the day. You sit down, you lounge or something like that. You will recover, repair just a little bit, but the majority of your recovery time happens when you sleep.
The United States came in at 10th in quantity of sleep per night. Yet another study showed that 40% of all Americans aren't getting enough sleep. You might think that being awake would lead to burning more calories. After all, your body is fully switched on and consuming energy. Yet not getting enough sleep can lead to some seriously bad weight gain habits. If you're finding yourself sleepy at work, you're more likely to reach for a cup of coffee or soda, followed by a sugary snack. And if you're at home and
And that's the thing, followed by a sugary snack. A lot of us are just so used to that. I used to drink my coffee, with a creamer, with a little bit of sugar and stuff like that. But as I continually got better at understanding, weight gain and, your nutrition, you start making those little changes. Now I drink my coffee black. And actually, like I said, there's nothing wrong with treating yourself here and there, but it shouldn't be permanent. So with the whole coffee, like let's say go to Starbucks, get a Frappuccino, but should you always be going to Starbucks and getting a Frappuccino? No, because it accumulates. One Frappuccino is going to have so much sugar, and it just spikes up your insulin, so on and so on.
Able to sleep, you're probably going to go for a comfort food of some sort. Not only are you picking up bad eating habits, but lack of sleep also increases your fatigue, meaning you're far more likely to skip a gym day and try to catch some Z's. And
yeah, you start getting too tired now to go to the gym. Especially if you don't have accountability, it starts to become a snowball effect. It starts to become easier and easier for you to skip your gym days, and you start getting weak. You don't reach your goals. You become lethargic. Everything starts going downhill.
Instead, 9. After dinner snacks. Everyone knows you can't have your dessert until after you eat your dinner, but maybe it's time to start skipping dessert altogether, though there's nothing wrong with the occasional treat.
There it is. So I'm agreeing with a lot of stuff that he's saying here, and these are all like basic information. It's crazy how throughout the years, there's always been myths, right? A myth about why we're gaining weight or this and that. I remember back in the day when they were saying that because of the fat content in a specific food was the reason we're getting fat. And no, that's not it. It's just overall calories, like just a lot of calories. And if you consume carbs, if you only consume carb foods, you're always going to be hungry, because what satiates you is the protein and good fats. That's how you get full. If you just eat like starchy foods, like just high carb foods, sugars and stuff like that, you're never going to get full. And so you're going to be consuming way more calories. So now way more calories is what converts body fat, not fat itself. Good fat, right? Monounsaturated, polyunsaturated fat, saturated fat. That's good fat, right? That fills you up.
Too many people are overindulging after eating, and it can be a tough habit to break, given how trained our minds can be to continue bad habits. To make matters worse, American dinner plates have gotten bigger over the last few decades, which offers a poor perspective on one's dinner, as a large portion looks much smaller when the plate is oversized. 8. Shopping when hungry. It's an old adage.
Yeah, these are all really good advice. Like, I don't know. Let me see. It's only a 7-minute video. This is good, and it's true. When you go hungry to grocery shopping, you're going to grab a lot more treats than usual. Something quick. And that's the problem with treats. You don't really have to cook. Like, let's say a bag of chips, that's it. You just buy it and you dig in. But if you grab, let's say, some chicken, some chicken breast, you still got to cook it. You got to, season it. You got to do this. You got to do that. There's still work to do in order for you to eat, and you're hungry. Yeah, you don't want to be continually, you don't want to be hungry when you go grocery shopping, and it's happened to the best of us. I've said that before. I've done it before. It's like, wow, like, no, don't do that, because you're going to come out with a basket full of just pure treats.
Don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry, usually followed by another age-old adage: your eyes can be bigger than your stomach. The simple fact is that going shopping when hungry can make all the food you see at the grocery store appear delicious, and can seriously influence your shopping experience. If you're feeling hungry en route to the grocery store, grab a quick bite first, and then compare the amount and type of groceries you bring home when hungry and when not. We're betting the results will surprise you.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. It's funny. It's funny because like I said, this video came out like 4 years ago. But the thing with this is we don't want to hear it, huh? We don't want to hear it. We want to just remain doing what we want, and that is we want to snack. We want to have our snacks while we watch TV. We want to eat whatever we want. Nobody's going to tell me what to do, what to eat, so on and so on. I eat what I want. But at the end of the day, we're not understanding that there's going to be a consequence. And then you can still say, well, I don't care. I'll deal with the consequence when it comes. Like, oh, man. Like, really? Like I said from the beginning, you will experience a heart health issue and you will go through the tribulation and those that are close to you because they're going to sorrow for you. They're going to be worried for you, so on and so on. So, but somebody that's outside, like, something happens to somebody and we don't really know the person. We're like, they shouldn't have been eating all that fast food or this and that,
7. Me hungry now. Modern society is full of convenience, and all too often that convenience comes in the form of cheap, delicious fast food. As animals, we are evolutionarily hardwired for instant gratification. In the wild, extra calories are rare, and given the opportunity, it's a better survival strategy to gorge now, as food may not be available later. But we're no longer bound by the rules of evolution, and your impatience is going to end up costing you serious inches in the waistline. Next time you're hungry, tough it out a bit and wait till you're home and can make something healthier to eat. 6. It's just a drink. When was the last time you counted calories in that delicious mojito you had to unwind after a tough week at work? Americans seem to have a major blind spot for alcoholic beverages.
A blind spot. He's covering everything. We just don't want to hear it. We just don't want to hear it. Because you shouldn't be getting winded so easily. You shouldn't be going up a stairway and be winded so easily. Even if you're at an older age, just because you're 70 doesn't mean you should be on a wheelchair or barely walking, barely being able to get up and do something. No, that's still not old. That's still not old. Make the best out of life. Enjoy life a little bit more by considering these things. I know it's gonna be hard, but what makes it easy? Being around like-minded people, motivated. These things. There's always a time and place to go and treat yourself. There's always a time and place. And then your workout regimen, right? If you have a good, steady workout regimen, you can actually afford to treat yourself a little bit more often. And what we're trying to do is stay healthy. We don't want anybody to be suffering a heart health issue, right? Heart health issue. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of these videos. I'm setting everything up. I said, I mean business. So with that said, let's go to an article. We're gonna go to Do you know the reason why Elvis Presley died? Do you know the reason? If we go to this article right here, how did Elvis Presley die? A look inside the rock legend's death and health, right? This was posted last year, around barely a year ago. So pretty recent, I'm gonna say. What happened? Mm, this looks like a video that I can probably bring on. Okay, on this day, 16 August 1977, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, died at his Graceland home in Memphis, Tennessee, age just 42. 42 years old. Right? 42 years old. Super, super young. I didn't even know he was that young. And I want to know kind of the reason, because I've been hearing maybe it was a rumor and this and that about him dying from obesity. Excuse me. From obesity. Is that true? Elvis Presley has become synonymous with many things such as rock and roll and fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches. However, another part of the legacy of the king of rock and roll is his ultimately death. Presley was born in Tupelo, Mississippi on January 8, 1935 and died in Memphis, Tennessee on August 16, 1977. Since the June 2022 release of Baz Luhrmann's Elvis, starring Austin Butler and Tom Hanks, discourse surrounding Presley's life and death has become all shook up. This biographical musical drama chronicles the rock legend's rise to stardom, marriage to Priscilla Presley, and overall legacy. Here is what you need to know about Elvis' death, declining health, and other aspects of his life. How did Elvis die? Elvis Presley died at 42 years old on August 16, 1977 in Memphis, Tennessee. His untimely death was mourned by fans as many made their way to Graceland, his mansion in Memphis, to pay respects. Presley was found unresponsive at Graceland. His then fiancee, Ginger Alden, found Presley lying unconscious on the floor of the master suite bathroom. According to PBS, he was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead at 3:30 p.m. Preliminary autopsy findings determined Presley's death was the result of a cardiac arrhythmia and that drugs were not involved, said PBS. However, this was later proved not to be the complete case. In a toxicology report weeks after his death, Elvis's blood was found to have had extremely high levels of opiates, dilaudid, percodan, demerol, and codeine, as well as quaaludes. So he was taking a few amount of drugs. Wow. Elvis' health problems explained. From what I hear, and like I said, it can be a rumor, he gained a lot of weight. He had gained a lot of weight on his last days. Right? Let's go to this video right here.
Appearance went through noticeable changes over the years, and by the time of his death in 1977, he was significantly different from the cultural icon that millions had grown to admire. His weight fluctuations were evident to the public, with reports that he weighed a staggering 158 kilograms, which was
158 kilograms. I hate it when they use kilograms. I know it like doubles on uh on pounds, right? It is 330 pounds. Wow. He weighed 150 pounds. I mean, 330 pounds.
Was about 80 kilograms more than he weighed a decade prior. The press ridiculed and labeled him as Fat Elvis during this time, and although he may have received help for an eating disorder if he were alive today, he did not have access to such help then. This video will explore his weight struggles and the battle he fought to regain a healthy body shape. Elvis Aaron Presley was born in East Tupelo, Mississippi, on January 8, 1935. Raised in the South, he grew up with a love for his mother's hearty Southern cuisine. Following his rapid ascent to stardom, his round baby face, jet black hair, and eye-catching stage costumes became his trademark look. As a famous musician, Presley had access to all the food he desired. According to his family and close associates, he had a particular fondness for burgers. However, it was not long before fans and the media began to take notice of his weight gain. Presley's weight gain became more apparent in late 1963 when he was just 28 years old. By 1967, he had gained almost 200 pounds. After his divorce in October 1973, he continued to put on even more weight.
So now this kind of leads us to, comfort food, right? Because sometimes people eat because of stress, anxiety, right? Something like some kind of tribulation. It's called like stress eating and stuff like that, right? If we go to this this article, it was posted a couple of years ago. How stress can make you eat more or not at all. Major anxiety can have a major effect on your food consumption. See? So being stressed and stuff like that, going through something can make you eat as well. And sometimes not eat. You become anorexic. So it can hit you from different directions. It can hit you in a way to stop you eating, from stopping you from eating, and or make you eat more. Whether it's a fight with a spouse or a deadline at work or simply just too much to do, we've all got stress. If you're faced with a lot of it, it can take hold of your eating habits. There's a definite connection between stress and our appetite, but that connection isn't the same for everyone, says psychologist Susan Albers. Stress causes some people to ignore their hunger cues and refrain from eating for long stretches. For other people, stress turns them into emotional eaters who mindlessly munch. Wow. That comfort food, right? So do you think Elvis Presley was... They have a lot of pressure. When you're a celebrity like that's a lot of pressure. That's actually a lot of pressure. Some people overeat when they feel stressed, and other people lose track of their appetite, says Dr. Albers. Those who stop eating are so focused on their stress that they don't hear or tune into their hunger cues. Those who overeat are attempting to distract themselves with food. There you have it. So let's consider these things.
His physical transformation was a cause for concern for many of his fans, and it ultimately contributed to his premature death. Presley's weight gain was so significant that it had a detrimental impact on his stage presence and performances. At times, he even ripped his pants while performing due to his expanding waistline. As his health deteriorated, he was forced to make excuses for his worsening condition and performance ability, often citing the need to return to Hollywood for his acting career. According to fellow musician Hal Willis, Presley's appearance had become noticeably artificial, with his hair looking fake and his movements becoming increasingly limited.
He got really big. He got really unhealthy. Look, it doesn't even look like him.
His weight gain had become so severe that medical professionals had to provide him with IV treatments, and he was even transported on airplanes with great difficulty. As his weight continued to increase, Presley's wardrobe dwindled to just 2 jumpsuits that he could squeeze into. By the late 1970s, his weight had exceeded 200 pounds, and he began to cancel shows while on the road. It was at this point that he decided to check himself into the hospital, hoping to regain control over his health and weight. Elvis Presley's love for food was no...
A lot of celebrities actually hire a personal trainer, right? Personal trainer, you know, you have the money. You have the money for a personal trainer, even a personal chef, somebody, even a life coach, right? Because you're too busy over here. You're too busy. You're too focused. You're too engaged in your profession, your career. So a lot of these celebrities, they disregard the fitness side, keeping the body healthy, strong. It saddens me that he died at 42. That saddens me. Such great success, but he didn't get to enjoy it for many more years. 42, he at least had double that.
secret, and he often spoke openly about it. Those close to him revealed that he enjoyed indulging in good Southern meals when he was away from home, which likely contributed to his weight gain over time. As his life progressed, reports stated that his calorie intake skyrocketed, with some sources estimating that he consumed an alarming 10,000 to 12,000 calories daily.
Oh. Whoa. And see, and that's the thing, like there's no mention of any fitness. So did Elvis work out? Did Elvis have a workout? Right here, let's go to this one. Let's check it out. This article was posted. Come on. Wow. Whatever. What do you think? If you're watching this as a pre-recording, what do you think in the comments? Did Elvis work out? Let's check out this article right here. This the mental world of Elvis Presley's diets and workouts. Okay, not only was he the undisputed king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley's diets and workouts made him the reigning champ of bonkers and ill-advised fitness fads. Elvis and fitness aren't necessarily two things you'd associate, given the king's noted penchant for high calorie delights such as the Fool's Gold Loaf, a hollowed out white loaf filled with bacon, butter, grape jelly, and peanut butter, and outrageously decadent burgers. What is this? So this is something that he liked to eat. Let's check it out. Elvis Fool's Gold Loaf. This is something that was his favorite food. Right? Please don't be hard on me when rating this. I would never make it myself and put this on here more out of interest to Elvis fans. The story. On the night of February 1, 1976, Elvis was at his home, Graceland, entertaining Captain Jerry Kennedy of the Denver, Colorado Police Force and Ron Pietrofezzo of Colorado Strike Force Against Crime. The three men began discussing the Fool's Gold Loaf sandwich, and Elvis decided he wanted one right then. The men flew 2 hours to Denver. So that's the name of the sandwich, huh? Fool's Gold Loaf. Fool's Gold Loaf. The men flew 2 hours to Denver, arriving at 1:40 a.m. Wow. So they left at night. It was like late, 11:30 p.m. at night. They're like, Elvis is like, hey, I want one of those. Let's get on our plane and let's fly to Denver. It took them 2 hours. They got there at 1:40 a.m. The plane taxied to a special hangar where the passengers were greeted by the owner of the Colorado Mine Company, Buck Scott, and his wife Cindy, who had brought 22 fresh Fool's Gold loaves for the men. They spent 3 hours in the hangar eating the sandwiches. When they were done, they flew back to Memphis without ever leaving an airport. Taken from, okay. What? What is this? 5 ingredients. Ready in 5 minutes. Directions. Cut loaf in half lengthwise and butter both sides. Add bacon, peanut butter, and grape jelly. Call your cardiologist for an appointment. What? Wow. And then call your cardiologist for an appointment. Ingredients: loaf, Italian bread, tablespoons of butter, a pound of lean bacon cooked. Must be lean. 10 ounces or jar of peanut butter and 10 ounces of grape jelly. So it's just bacon with bacon, butter, peanut butter, and jelly with the Italian loaf bread. They flew all the way over there for that. We have reviews. I had read about this sandwich in a magazine several years ago and how Elvis liked this particular sandwich. It sounds interesting. Supposedly peanut butter and bacon go well together. I don't know that there was a recipe for this. Thank you for posting it. I love great food and I particularly like trying cuisines new to me. Although I don't prepare as much food as I used to, creating in my kitchen is still one of my favorite things to do, enjoy. All right, so the thing with this sandwich right here, the Fool's Gold sandwich, is that what it's called? Fool's Gold loaf. I see, you know how many calories I see in there? I see around easily close to 1,000 calories. Easily 1,000 calories I see, just right there. Maybe more. And I'm like estimating really low. Wow. Huh. Let's go back to the video.
Which is significantly more than the recommended intake today. In an interview, Linda Thompson, his long-term girlfriend from 1972, shed more light on his relationship with food. She shared that Presley structured his life around food and enjoyed going out to eat. However, as his weight increased, the criticism around his weight became more hurtful for the sensitive musician. Thompson also revealed that his weight gain was a sore spot for Presley. and he was aware of what people thought of him, stating that the comments hurt his feelings. As Presley's weight fluctuated over the years, he faced significant challenges in managing his health and well-being.
Uno, what's going on, my friend? Welcome to the live stream. We're talking about Elvis, how he gained so much weight, and he actually died at 42 years old. At 42 years old, young. He ended up weighing at 300 pounds, 330 pounds.
Despite the challenges, he battled to regain control of his weight and his health, trying various diets and even resorting to dangerous weight loss measures such as taking sleeping pills to prevent himself from eating. While he faced criticism during his lifetime for his weight struggles, we can look back with empathy and admiration for the efforts he made to improve his well-being.
I think he was just going through a lot of anxiety, stress, and all that, and that made him stress eat, right? That happens to a lot of people. It happens to a lot of people. Just eat because you're stressed, you have anxiety, so on and so on. Now we have Elvis or anybody that has this much money, right? This much money, and is able to afford as many of those fool's gold loaves as he wants. And now he's over here trying to lose that weight in an unhealthy manner by taking sleeping pills so he won't be up and able to eat. Where was his fitness knowledge, right? Fitness knowledge, advice. It's not there. Right now, we have a lot of good advice out there. We do have a good amount of fitness advice. There's some awesome fitness instructors, motivators, somebody that you can depend on to continually guide you, give you reminders, help you stay in shape, stay strong, or to get stronger, so on and so on, right? Uno says, wow, yeah, man, all that eating is bound to happen. Heart failure along with bad vices like drugs and alcohol. Yeah, it can get really bad. It can get really, really bad. And that's one thing that we need to catch it before it gets too bad. You know, we've been losing a lot of people because of unnecessary weight gain, you know, and just cardiovascular failures, so on and so on.
Despite speculations that drug abuse contributed to Elvis Presley's bloated appearance, those close to him have claimed that his eating habits were the real issue.
There you go. So, but I need facts, right? We need witnesses. We need close relatives. We need to hear from the horse's mouth. We don't want to just, you know, maybe he heard it somewhere, but was it? I believe it was a combination of his overweight, just being overweight, because you can have one of those fool's gold's loaf, right? By the way, if you're just joining me right now, Elvis, one of his favorite foods was it's called Fool's Gold Loaf, and it contained 5 ingredients: bacon, peanut butter, jelly, butter, and Italian loaf. That was around 1,000 calories easily right there in one sitting. So now was it that killed him? No. Because I don't know, I might even try that that loaf. I might try one of those myself. I'm gonna make it so I can see what it's all about. But be careful, right? Because you can become addictive. Here's what I do. I actually run a lot. Like on the days that me and my family go out for pizza, the next day I'm hiking or I'm running. Just this Saturday, we went out for pizza on Friday, and what did I do Saturday? I ran 9 miles. If you can't run, go hike. But there has to be movement, or else those calories are going to accumulate. They're going to convert to body fat. It's better for you to use them, break them down, and use them as glucose, as an energy source, than convert it into body fat. Excuse me, right? Uno says, right now I'm on a 30-day, 100 a day Navy SEAL burpees. Nice. But superset it with a upper body exercise one day and the next lower body. Like today was 10 sets of 10 reps of the burpees, but superset. Then with wide grip pull-ups and chin-ups. But this past weekend, I splurged with a pizza as well, but still put in the work with the burpees. Yeah, there you go. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. You know, especially if you want to maintain a certain physique, a certain weight, and you got to watch what you're eating, right? Because there's nothing wrong with treating yourself, but be ready to have that mentality of calories in, calories out, right? You have to make sure that you balance things out. Is it sustainable? No. Can you say like, oh, since I ate pizza, I can just the next day go run 9 miles like I did? No. I'm going to be burnt out trying to run 9 miles every time. See? So it's not sustainable. That's why it's only good if you do it here and there, not a continual regimen. Yeah. Uno says, during the week, I eat accordingly. I don't overeat at work. There you go. Yeah. During the week, you know, that's what we do as well. We practice a meal plan.
During his Las Vegas residencies, he would often mention his love for burgers and Pepsis. According to Music Times, he would eat the
For burgers and what?
same thing repeatedly for months when he found something he enjoyed. In an interview with Elvis Fans Matter, his cousin
You know, that's how hard it is for these guys. The whole thing, having money, because this guy probably said, "Hey, I want that. I want that every time at this time." And it didn't matter because he had the money. He had the money to pay somebody to have it for him every single day, this many times. You're just setting yourself up for failure. Uno says, Manny, since you shaved your stash, now you gotta grow the cholo chin strap. Nah, heck no. You will not see that here.
Billy Smith revealed that Presley's favorite sandwich was a bacon sandwich.
There it is right there. He loved bacon. Bacon, I love bacon myself, but I'm careful with it. I am careful. That thing, it has a lot of calories because it's pork. It's fat. Saturated fat. Saturated fat is good for us, but in moderation. Right? So he's just adding on the calories to this. And then we got nuts and seeds, right? The peanut butter. We have more calories, more fats and oils. We have now the wheat bread. There's no protein here. That's the problem. There's no protein in that sandwich right there. Right? Uno says, OMG, that sandwich is a heart attack on 2 slices of bread if you continually eat it. If you continually eat it. And if you continually eat it and you at least work out, it's still going to catch up to you, but it's going to take a little bit longer to take you down. Now, if you're continually eating this and you don't work out, it's going to take you down quick. But look at that.
With mustard.
And mustard. This guy, wow, what a combination. What a combination. It's all just sugars. Sugars and fats. No protein. Uno says, man, I can't imagine eating like that and not working out. Yeah. Yeah, that's the worst you can do. That is the worst you can do. But yeah, this is, like I said, I just started a brand new live stream and all that. I'm trying to figure out something sustainable that I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with what you guys hear, and just kind of go and explore and see exactly what's going on. And I can always provide my advice, information, my knowledge based on all my training that I have, and see what we can get into.
He would pile up tons of bacon, mustard, and potatoes and consume it all. And
There was no protein in his diet. Protein fills you up. See, but then we're talking about Elvis Presley here. He was in charge. I don't think nobody was going to tell him, like, oh, no, don't eat that. Or maybe they did, but not enough. Right? Not enough. Uno says, Manolo, how's the missus doing? Give her my best. She's doing great. She's doing awesome. She's motivated, dedicated. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that.
one sitting. In a prophetic biography written about Presley in 1960, during the peak of his physical prowess, the author James Gregory diagnosed him with gluttony, stating, "Note for his future wife. Elvis loves
Note for his future wife. Elvis loves enormous breakfast, complete with sausage, bacon, eggs, fried potatoes, home-baked rolls, and coffee. He has a tremendous appetite at breakfast. His wife should never develop elegant or expensive taste." Okay.
enormous breakfasts complete with sausage, bacon, eggs, fried potatoes, home-baked rolls, and coffee.
See, and again, what I want to make sure that I point out is you can have a big meal. Like, let's say Thanksgiving is coming, right? Thanksgiving is coming. That's when we usually have a big meal or something like that. It's going to depend what you do before Thanksgiving and after is how you take care of yourself. But there's nothing wrong with you having a good big dinner with your family. Have turkey, have pie, have mashed potatoes, have gravy, have all that. But again, take care of yourself by moving the body before and after. Uno says, yeah, to be honest, Elvis didn't even look 42 when he died. That's true. He looked older, but stress and bad habits will make you look like that, yeah. Poor guy. That guy was super famous. Super famous. Till this day, everybody knows Elvis. And he died before even I was born. But you still hear people talking about him. That's how famous he was. And his music is still being played.
He has a tremendous appetite at breakfast. His wife should never develop elegant or expensive tastes. These revelations about Presley's food habits highlight the severity of his weight struggles and shed light on the challenges he faced in maintaining a healthy lifestyle.
Poor guy. 42 with that kind of success.
Elvis Presley's well-known love for food has led to a now famous sandwich named after him, the Elvis.
Look at that. The Elvis. They have a sandwich named after him. And I bet you it has fried banana, bacon, mustard, and stuff like that. Let's check it out.
Which has become a popular menu item at many diners and restaurants around the world. The Elvis sandwich is typically made with peanut butter, banana, and bacon, ingredients that Presley reportedly loved. While variations of the recipe abound, it is safe to say that it is not a healthy choice for those looking to follow a diet plan. This sandwich has become a testament to Presley's love for indulgent food and his struggles with weight management. It is a reminder of the challenges he faced and the impact that his love for high-calorie Southern meals had on his overall health and well-being.
See, and it's just no self-control. That it's not the sandwich. At the end of the day, it's not the food. Well, let me back up. If that food is processed, then we're talking about a problem here. I'm talking about, good food, like bananas organic, bacon is organic, that bread can be organic bread made from whole wheat, right? Mustard seed. It can be an organic sandwich, but it's still really high in calories. So are you moving enough afterwards? Are you using up all those calories? Because if you don't, they convert to body fat, right? They convert to body fat. Uno says, I'm all for a big breakfast, but dang, he took it to the extreme. Yeah, but like I said, it's not the sandwich.
The widespread popularity of this sandwich serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the need for a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle choices to maintain good health. Elvis Presley's growing weight was the subject of intense scrutiny and attention, which led him to undertake several crash diets and dangerous weight loss measures to shed the pounds. According to sources, he once attempted a bizarre diet of consuming only jelly made of black cherry soda and bananas. However, such extreme measures failed to produce the desired results. Ginger Alden, Elvis Presley's former fiancée, has spoken about his weight loss journey in her memoir, Elvis and Ginger. Elvis Presley's fiancée and last love finally tells her story.
It would have been nice if he would have hired a personal trainer. Was there any good personal trainers in the 70s? Right? Because it looks like there's none. Or else he should have hired a personal trainer. Right? Richard Simmons. Right? He should have hired Richard Simmons. There you go. These were the personal trainers. I don't think Arnold was a personal trainer. But I know these guys, he looks familiar. So, what happened? What happened? Why didn't he? Arnold Schwarzenegger, the multi-hyphenate fitness legend, came out of retirement in order to compete for the Mr. Olympia. See, but he was just competing. Was he able to hire one of these fitness enthusiasts? Although not originally fitness guru by occupation, her smash single Physical was a global sensation. Olivia Newton-John, Suzanne Summers, Gillette Jankovic. The longest running fitness show in the United States first aired, Bodies in Motion. What happened, Elvis? Elvis should have hired Jake Steinfeld. Steinfeld's career first took off when stars like Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford used him as a personal trainer. How come you guys didn't go help Elvis? Elvis was dropping the ball because Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford hired Jake Steinfeld. Right? So, what happened? What happened? Is he still alive? Is Jake still alive? Let's check out this video right here.
Well, he was known as the trainer to the stars.
All right, we only have a couple. Oh, we're done. We're done. I'm about to end the video there. I hope you guys like these videos right here. I had fun just kind of exploring, freestyling the whole epidemic of weight gain and just fitness. We can maybe go into a little bit of military, even the business side and all that, and check out exactly what's going on. That way, you get strong, stay strong, or get stronger. Manny means business. Thank you, Uno, for joining me on my live. And if you're watching this as a pre-recording, catch me live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope I see you there. Take care. Be safe. See you on the next